Topping today's news, the voting process for the Golden Isles by-election is underway. Liberty American proposes a merger between BTC and Alive. 3 men shot while watching a football game in the Camp Road area last night. And the Brooklyn Bridge barge has been removed from a reef near Abaco, while looters face criminal charges. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. This morning, residents of the Golden Isles constituency lined up to cast their vote during the advanced polling of the Golden Isles by-election at a Remnant Tabernacle on Carmichael Road. We spoke with several residents, including Christopher Farrington, who described his voting experience.
I think the voting process is going quite smoothly. The parliamentary department has sufficient officers inside. The challenge I think they have right now is we have a lot of elderly persons who we are allowing to go inside first, and so I think that is what is causing the bottleneck right there, but it's moving. They're letting in about 2 to 3 persons at a time, so I think the line should be cleared in maybe an hour or two, probably.
Tamika Roberts, who is president of the Bahamas Kidney Association and a resident of Golden Isles for more than 20 years, said Golden Isles deserves a candidate who makes things happen.
I am voting today because I am traveling, and I feel that it will be not good for me not to exercise my constitutional duty. And so I am here to vote, and hopefully the person that wins will definitely give Golden Isles the type of representation that it deserves.
Most of the voters today said the process was smooth. Close to 300 people were expected to vote today. The polls opened at 8 a.m. this morning. They'll close, or they have closed already, at 6 p.m. The remainder of the constituents will vote next week, Monday, November 24th, at Anatole Rogers High School or at the Adelaide Primary School. Today, the owners and staff at 4 restaurants at Arawak Cay are coming to grips with the reality after Sunday morning's ferocious fire that burned their establishments to the ground, while 2 others were extensively damaged and may have to be demolished. The blaze began at Goldie's, one of the original stalls at the Fish Fry with a 36-year history. No lives were lost. However, a police officer did suffer first-degree burns. Meanwhile, in a statement released, Goldie's said that they wanted to extend their sincere remorse and sympathy to all of the other businesses that were affected. Once added up, the loss is estimated at approximately $2 million in damages. The actual cause of the fire still unknown as fire services continue their investigation. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Philip Davis, in a show of support for business owners, he was on the scene on Sunday morning as the fire was still raging, assuring that the government will offer its assistance in the process of rebuilding and recovery. He said the tragedy strikes at the heart of the Bahamian economy.
This Arawak Cay has become a tourist attraction, serving Bahamian food. Our culture is displayed here very often, and so it is important for us to come out of this as quickly as possible. And we'll be meeting with the owners affected by the fire sometime early tomorrow morning. We'll try to start cleaning up right away. We'll bring some assistance to ensure that normalcy is returned to this side. This gives us the opportunity. For quite some time, we were thinking about how we could redevelop Arawak Cay to ensure proper sanitation, minimize fire hazards.
Again, the cause of Sunday's blaze has not yet been determined, although there have been some speculations that it could have possibly started via a grease fire. The top story in today's Bahama Journal reveals that Liberty Latin America, the owners of Cable and Wireless, which purchased BTC back in 2010, is proposing a merger structure to include BTC, Cable Bahamas, and Alive. The plan calls for a multinational regional communications provider called Liberty Newco, which it says presents a unique opportunity to create a Bahamian telecommunications company that operates on a regional scale, as the joint venture would allow the companies to invest in next-generation technology with faster and wider fiber and 5G rollout than if they did it independently. The plan would enhance services across the Family Islands, cause greater resiliency with less rebuilding following natural disasters. It says the merger would create a scaled Bahamian-led regional hub with $450 million in revenue and another $150 million in operating free cash flow post-synergies, generating benefits and more flexibility. 3 men are in hospital this morning, and they are still there this evening, after a triple shooting on Apache Alley, that's off Camp Road, that took place shortly before 10 p.m. on Sunday night. Once on the scene, police discovered a 22-year-old male with apparent gunshot injuries. He was transported to the hospital by an ambulance. Additionally, before the officers' arrival, 2 other males, ages 35 and 25, who had also sustained gunshot injuries, were transported to the hospital via private vehicle. The initial reports indicate that a group of individuals were gathered outside watching a sports game when gunshots were fired in their direction. The condition of the 3 victims is currently unknown as they remain in hospital receiving medical attention. The investigation continues. And finally, in this segment, the latest from the Port Department on the Brooklyn Bridge barge that ran aground onto a reef off the coast of Abaco last Tuesday, which was left unattended and subsequently raided by some residents of Abaco on Thursday. On Sunday, the Port Department informed that the barge had been successfully refloated and removed from the reef. The barge, which was on its way to Puerto Rico, has been towed back to Jacksonville, Florida, where it will undergo a thorough inspection and inventory review. The statement continued that a specialized team will return to the site to conduct a comprehensive sweep of the seabed and recover any cargo that may have been lost overboard. Additionally, a preliminary environmental assessment will be carried out to evaluate any potential environmental impact that may result in legal penalties. Meanwhile, the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, has condemned the individuals who boarded that barge and broke into the containers, removing a variety of items, including household appliances, including washing machines, car tires, and food items. The police conducting an intensive investigation to identify the culprits and have the items returned. Several arrests have already been made. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.